Good afternoon and welcome to the second edition of the Tiger Tail Webcast. For those of you tuning in for the first time, my name is Dr. Shane Robbins, Superintendent of the Northwestern Consolidated School District of Shelby County. The goal of this webcast is to provide our patrons with some basic information on corporation-wide happenings. I hope this webcast finds everyone doing well, recovering from Thanksgiving, and preparing for Christmas. The first semester has flown by and we are wrapping things up as we prepare for a break that will hopefully provide our students and staff with the necessary time to recharge their batteries and prepare for round 2 of the 2012 and 13 school year. As we head into Christmas break, there are a couple of items I would like to share with you. First, the upcoming leadership change at Triton Central Middle School and schedule change for the second semester of the 2012-13 school year in that building. The delayed start schedule that will begin on Wednesdays corporation-wide beginning in January. Where we are in terms of the 2013-14 school calendar. And the data dashboards and continued focus on student achievement in our district. In November, I recommended to the Board of School Trustees the movement of Dr. Watkins from Triton Central Middle School as the principal to central office. He will assume the duties that are currently being held by Mrs. Connie Nobby. Mrs. Nobby will leave us at the end of the semester and has been responsible for the implementation of the teacher evaluation model, the High Abilities Grant, and many other curricular and professional development areas. Dr. Watkins will also be heavily engaged in the continued implementation of our teacher evaluation model in all 3 buildings, and he will serve as a resource to both building and teacher leaders and the classroom teachers in this process. The middle school principalship will then be filled by Mr. Bobby Thompson. I am excited about the energy that Mr. Thompson will bring to the middle school, and I believe for those of you who know him, know that there are a few people that bleed green like he does, and we are excited for the many good things to come in that building. In terms of the schedule at the middle school, our students will return from Christmas break with a couple minor changes to their schedule. Primarily, this is going to affect the 5th grade students, again, unfortunately. We have worked diligently to close gaps in our schedule that will allow us to maximize our staff so that 5th and 6th grade students do not need to travel into classrooms that are primarily servicing 8th grade students. The transition coming back from Christmas break seemed like a natural time to try to accomplish this with minimal disruptions, or at least no more than would be typical following a 2-week break or vacation for our students. The second point, beginning in January, every Wednesday, classroom instruction will start approximately 30 minutes later than normal. Buses will run on time, our doors will still open at the same time, breakfast will still be offered at the same time, and we will offer multiple opportunities for our students based on the needs and the buildings in which they are in. This time will be supervised by our paraprofessionals and non-teaching staff. On these Wednesdays, our staff will get together, our instructional staff, with approximately 60 minutes as they arrive to school a little bit before our students do, and they will focus on important data that affect school improvement, thus student growth and achievement in our district. This focused and structured collaboration time will be an important element as we strive to become a data-driven decision-making and school corporation focused on quality continuous improvement. I believe we will be able to refine our current initiatives to improve our best practices, thus the end result should be higher levels of student achievement. The 2013 and 14 school calendar has been under discussion, and we the administration and our teacher leaders have been discussing next year's calendar in depth. Hopefully it will be presented to the school board for consideration at our December meeting. I can tell you we compared our schedule to several of the surrounding districts to identify what we feel best met the needs of our students and our ability to continue to share services. There are only minor changes in comparison to this year's calendar. It really syncs up pretty much like we did in terms of the 2012 and 13 calendar. What we have done is try to move our breaks around so they matched up with the other districts that we share services with. The last item that I wanted to discuss is the future use of data dashboards and a continued focus on student achievement in our district and in the 3 buildings. When you return from Christmas break, your students return, our staff returns, you will be greeted, I hope, by data dashboards designed to give our key stakeholders with a snapshot of what it is we're trying to accomplish, where we are, and how we compare in regards to the rest of the state. I believe this is an important gauge and thermometer for you to see and to constantly remind us what our goal and what our focus is, and that is to increase student achievement and provide our students with the opportunities necessary to be successful in life after school. In closing, I'd like to share a thought with you that I first remember hearing from one of my college coaches, and I believe it applies to us here in Tigerland. Our initiatives are going to be met with successes, failures, ups, and downs. The key to success is not to focus on the failures or to get overjoyed on our achievements. Rather, we need to find a middle ground and realize that this is a marathon and not a sprint. Our staff is worth it, our community is worth it, and most importantly, our future and our students are worth it. May each and every one of you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.